Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's finish this Odyssey off, shall we? We've got some easy matches ahead of us, and then the typical difficult expert map at the end. Alright. Oh yeah, we chose Psy. Is there ever a world where we can do a Psy start? Let's see. I feel like usually the answer is no, but I want to see. I want to try it out. This is a good map for it. It's a long one. Let's see if it's possible without losing lives. Ooh, okay. So far so good. I think I want my next tower to be either a ninja or a druid. I don't mind if it has to be a boomerang though, so I think we're looking good here. Okay, wow. Look at you go, Sai. Little legend, right. What do you lack? You can, oh, $11, sure. You lack what? Purple popping power, lead popping power. You'll get those both later on, but I don't think you get them early enough to deal with leads. So let's go heavy on the lead support straight away. But yes, it's a public holiday today, so I get the day off to do what I want. Hence why I'm recording this at 1:25 PM. No work for me. Haha. Suck shit. Not like suck shit to all the people that do have to work, but suck shit to my workplace that I don't have to be there. I imagine some people still do, but not me. So I'm celebrating, doing the Odyssey earlier than usual, and I've got myself a little chocolate bar to celebrate. If you're wondering what type of chocolate bar, it is a twirl. If you don't know what a twirl is, and you do know what a flake is, it's essentially a flake covered in chocolate to keep it all from flaking, I guess would be the optimal word there. But yes, very delicious. Anyway, I may intermittently be eating chocolate. I hope that doesn't make anyone jealous. Alright, let's get the overpowered upgrade. Oh! I've also got some fantastic news. I have started winning Rogue Legends games. That's right. I'm talking not Chimp's difficulty, getting through all 4 stages, and beating the boss each time. That's right. It took quite a few XP shop upgrades for me to get around to my first win. I definitely could have done it before that if I had broadened my mind a little in terms of strategy. But I think first of all, I've honed my original strategy to be better, and I have a plan to make it more guaranteed that I'll get it going a little bit faster in future runs. But I've also realized there's an insane strategy called just get a 420 Insta-Monkey. Not Insta-Monkey, a party member. You get that shit sorted, max out the amount of starting cash you can have in the XP shop, you can pretty much clear any level. If you've got the phase relic, you can guaranteed clear pretty much all levels. It's pretty fucking amazing how quickly that one tower can just clear out maps. And for the most part, so long as the map has water, or you have the relic that gives you water, it doesn't really matter the map. You know, I played expert difficulty maps and I still slaughtered those with that one strategy. Kinda crazy. Love it. I do still prefer my druid strategy when it goes right. Because goddamn, when it goes right, you're pretty much unstoppable with just like a handful of druids. You don't even need to hit 5 at times. You don't even need it sometimes. You just wreck them with a bunch of the, what are they called? Anger management childs. Poplusts. That's the one. I've mentioned this. I feel like oftentimes when it comes to like talking about things that I'm doing, I often leave something out or like forget to talk about something. I've been reading a lot of manga lately, specifically Jujutsu Kaisen, because the anime itself is not nearly close to being as far in as the manga is. And the manga is finished. So essentially the anime needs to catch up. But, you know, animating and voice acting and all that good jazz tends to take a little bit of time. Understandably so, you know, I'm not annoyed at it taking that long of a time. I'm just eager to get to the meat and potatoes of the story, you know? So I've been reading the anime to get ahead of the... No, I've been reading the manga to get ahead of the anime. That's the proper way to word things. And I think that when I get my next lot of books in, then I'll officially be ahead of the anime. So I'm gonna be learning some new stuff. Because right now, I think the latest thing that's happened, I'll try and keep spoilers to a minimum if anybody here wants to watch and or read Jujutsu Kaisen. But we just got to I think it's called the Shibuya incident. So we just kind of arrived there. And obviously it's all still developing. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. If you don't know what I mean, you're gonna be happy. Go ahead and go watch it, or go read it. As of right now, you could finish watching the anime and be ahead of me where I am in the manga. Manga, same thing. I kind of like both ways of saying it. Anyway. It's an amazing anime. I'd 100% recommend it. If you're interested in manga instead of anime, then I'd also 100% recommend reading it. It gives you a little bit more than the anime. The anime does a lot in terms of like deriving from the manga. It's pretty one-to-one, I would say. But the manga does have little special scenes and like extras put into like the back of the book and in between chapters and things like that, which is nice. A little more detailed explanations on all the techniques and how they work and things like that. As well as little side notes from the author being like, yeah, I didn't really know what I was doing here, so I just kind of bullshitted it and used some fancy words, so now you can't argue with me. Which I think is just hilarious. But yeah, it's making me want to rewatch the anime. It's kind of crazy, because I literally, like, I fairly recently just finished watching it. And I already kind of want to watch it again. Should we go for anything big? Spirit of the Forest if we can make it in time, but I don't think we will. I don't think we'll need it, but... Because I ran out of Jujutsu Kaisen to read, and I have to go get the next books in the series to continue, one of my mates at work has generously offered to lend me his first 5 books of Chainsaw Man. And so I've been slowly chipping away at that. And it's making me want to go and watch that anime as well, so... I'm having a good time on that. Would also recommend that. It is pretty fun. It's pretty fun. Also really dope animation. An amazing intro, I believe. If I'm remembering the song correctly, it's by Maximum Hormone. I can never remember if it's called Maximum Hormone or if it's called Maxim the Hormone. Yeah, it's Maximum the Hormone. But yeah, it's by them. I think it's called Choo Choo Lovely. There's more words to it, but I slowly forget. Come on, gimme. Yes! Lightning. Yeah. Let's face it, we can't be hitting them with thunder, otherwise we wouldn't see the lightning. I never actually thought about that until now. How can it be a Heart of Thunder if we're hitting them with lightning bolts? Surely the lightning is doing the damage, not the sound of the lightning. I don't know. Weird. Anyway. 1 to 80, anything special? ABR. We could start with Psy, but then Psy would lose on round 10 to Leads, so maybe we sacrifice this middle section for Ninja Alk? Can we remove this and then go Ninja Alk? Or is that too much money? I mean, we don't need Alk right away, but we'll see how things go with both of them hanging out. Okay, okay. Wow. No way. You're telling me these two mofos have survived ABR rounds 7, 8, and 9 so far? Okay, there we go. I was gonna say, no lives lost? What? Not a chance. Do we have the power to get lives back? Yes, we do. We have Bloons. Alright. Balls are so good, man. What's everyone's favourite chocolate bar? I'm trying to think about it. Oh, actually, I know exactly what my favourite chocolate bar is. Ooh, maybe not. Okay, it's a tie. It's a tie between Cadbury's Black Forest. That shit is delicious. You got chocolate with little crunchy, delicious bits in them, as well as little jelly, squishy bits in it, which may seem like a bit of a clash, but they actually work quite well together. And then I guess on a similar vein that I didn't even really put together until now, Marvelous Creations popping candy. Got like little crunchy bits and little jelly bits in there. And obviously popping candy, so if you just let the chocolate piece melt in your mouth, eventually you'll start to hear and feel popping noises coming from your mouth, which is pretty nice. Pretty damn good. Anyway, that's my top at the moment. But for a long time, I'm a big fan of Boost. Twix is a good one as well. Still a big fan of Twix, but Boost was also, now that I think about it, chocolate with crunchy bits littered throughout, which also still tastes amazing. I'm not hating on it now, but I did have a sort of, not a bad experience, but a semi-bad experience, I guess, with Boost. Because I think one day when I was going home from school, my mum just picked me up. I don't know what age I was at the time, maybe around 14? 13, maybe? I was still pretty young. My mum surprised me by getting me a little Boost chocolate bar and gave it to me in the car as we were on our way home. And I remember being like, oh yeah, I love Boost chocolate. I put it in my mouth, took a bite out of it. It was pretty solid, so I'm assuming it was in the fridge for a while before she took it out and brought it. So it was pretty solid chocolate. Not like, you know, can't bite into it type thing, but it is a bit of a a bit of a chore. You know, you got to put some effort in to actually get into it, right? So I was just like, oh, okay, I can do that. Take a bite into it, and then suddenly something feels weird. Something feels wrong as I'm continuing to bite into it, and I'm just like, hold on. There's a bit in here that isn't, like, crunching as well as the rest. Why is that? And so I took it out, and I found out that I'd lost a tooth to a fucking Boost chocolate bar. And I was like, at the time, I was like, oh, sweet! I completely forgot I had this wobbly-ass tooth that just wouldn't fall out. And this Boost chocolate bar got it out for me. But then at the same time, I was like, well, now I've got a chocolate-covered Boost-flavored tooth in my hand. And, like, the rest of my Boost bar in the other. And it was just a terrible ride home because all my hands were, like, sticky and occupied. And I was like, eeh, gross. Anyway, maybe that was a bit weird, but yeah, it sort of put me off Boost. Not like fully put me off it, you know, if I have one now, I'm not gonna freak out and be like, oh, not my teeth, you know. I'm not gonna be that sort of freaked about it, but oftentimes now if I'm given the option between Boost and something else, for the most part, I'll pick for something else unless it's something gross. But yeah, Boost and Twix were classics. I'm a big fan of those. Still a pretty decent fan of them, just not as big as before. Stuff those to make sure they stay where they are. Okay, I think we're looking pretty good here. Let's see how we can fuck this up, or even farming appropriately. I'm sure it's gonna get us money, as well as our lives back at some point. I'm gonna automate these farms so I don't have to worry. I need to use farms at some point because I'm not going to be able to use them on the last map, so get them out of the way, you know? Now what do we go for? I think it's safe to go for these automated now. Still got a few waves before 50. Not that really matters because I don't know the ABR waves as well as I do the regular ones. They can't be that much of a threat, let's be real. If you're down a fortified Moab, how bad could it be? It's not like they'll throw 5 more of them at me before we hit rate 50, right? That'd be fucked up. Regular bugs, the second item touch. Right? Yeah, see? Just as I had said. Potato. Cool, there we go. Don't need to worry about those. You're gonna get destructive resonance, which is good. And that is all good. Let's get another good then. That'll be my money maker. There we go, 1 extra life on you. That's what we're looking for. A little scary, but I think we can handle it if we just time our ability well. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, we're fine. Good stuff. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, camo balloons, of course, of course. Allow me to fix that. What seems to be the officer problem? We can't detect camo balloons, eh? Well, we do have a wizard that could help us there. Not in the middle of the map, though. Maybe I could only put it on half of the map, but that would be fine. I think. Yes. seems fine. I imagine we can take on half of the threat quite easily. It does seem fine. Cool. Also, I didn't even realize, but of course the other side has to come around here at some point, so they might also get decounted. Okay, we're good. A little hiccup, but we're back. We're burning Heart of Thunder. I think we'll be good. I will place a wizard on this side as well. Just for safety. Hammer Bloons are a bit of a pain when druids can't help out. That. Money. Get money. And of course the line. Get that life. Right. You don't actually have a whole lot of other towers here that you can use in the middle. What I want there. Summer Charge would be fun. The Cursed Cluster would be fun. Slicing Crossbow Master would be very effective. Let's go for Summer Charge if we can help it. I like the sound of that. I like the sound of it, and I think we've got the money for it. Or at least the money making setup for it. And boop. We also work a little harder on the money making setup. I also happen to have a packet of chips, or depending on where you're from, a packet of crisps. Weirdly, in Australia, and I don't understand this, it does not make sense to me, but it's the way I've been raised, so it's kind of just in my system now. If you get something like Doritos, those are chips. And then if you go to, say, McDonald's, and you get small fries, those are also chips. Right? Weird, I know. But it's just what happens. Most of the time the situation has enough context for you to be able to convey what you actually mean. And if it is ever unclear, it's fairly easy to clear up. It's not like a big deal. But, I must admit, a little bit annoying. However, I think what's more annoying, at least for me, and I know, in this regard, my little area of the world, Australia, I wish it was mine, but it's not. The area of the world that I come from, Australia, is certainly in the minority when it comes to this. But similar with the whole chips thing that I have a problem with, you know. It's stupid to call hot chips chips and bag chips chips, right? In that regard, I 100% understand chips are hot chips and crisps are Twisties, Doritos, Burgerings, Cheezels, Pringles, all that shit, right? That makes complete sense to me. I support it. However, every now and then I will just say chips and just... You gotta figure that out by context, and that's my bad. However... we also have this issue. You see, in Australia, we play a very unique game. It's not that unique, actually. It's like hundreds of other millions of games out there. I don't know why I said unique. It's just my space filler activating automatically. You know when you're writing an essay, or like a paper or a report or something, and to be honest, you're not even thinking about the words you're writing down. You just know that they string together and they sound kind of good. Yeah. Sometimes that happens to me when I'm speaking, and I'll just fill spaces in with words and be like, that doesn't technically apply, but I'm saying it. Yeah. Anyway. So, a sport that we have in Australia is called AFL, Australian Football League. Now, you can already see the issue here, because Australian Football League, you're allowed to pick up the ball, which is an egg shape, and you're allowed to kick the ball and run with the ball in your hands and bounce the ball while you run. There's also no goalkeeper. So with all that in mind, a lot of Aussies will typically shorten AFL to football, or even further, because we're Australian, to footy. Now, footy is acceptable. Footy is completely acceptable. However, when Australian people call footy football, and then the entire rest of the world call soccer football, it really confuses the fuck out of me when I'm talking to people. I'm not gonna lie. Like, unless it's inherently obvious, I can't pick up from context very easily what they're talking about. Because number one, I know fuck all about either of the sports. I don't care for sports. I care to play them. I don't care who is playing. You know? Does that make sense? I don't bet on sports. I don't have a fantasy football team. I don't give a shit who got kicked in the ass in the last finals of the fucking soccer series or whatever. Because in my mind, you know what I see? Scores. I see a scoreboard, right? And if I'm having to sit through a game that lasts an hour, potentially 2, maybe even 3, I don't know how long games go for, but if I have to sit through an entire fucking game only for the game to end 1-0, or 0-0 in some cases, in terms of like soccer, I think I'd much rather spend my time banging my head repeatedly against the wall to see if I could actually break through it. I'm not gonna lie, it was not interesting whatsoever. If I have to sit and watch a team of grown men versus another team of grown men or grown women dribble a fucking ball across a big patch of grass for over 90 minutes, only to find that neither team won, or one team won because they scored 1 goal that one time, that's just mind-numbing to me. That does not bring me any sort of joy or happiness. If anything, it just upsets me that I've just wasted that much time for one person to score a goal at one point, and that being literally the only highlight, at least that I care about, you know? Which is why I'm on the side of, I'd love to play sport, but I wouldn't want to be the one watching it, you know? Some people are the exact opposite. Some people are like, ew, physical activity and sport, versing other players and working as a team, lame, that's boring. I'd much rather bet money on a game, win big, and watch from the comfort of my armchair. And for that, I mean, yeah, you can do what you want. That's your preference, that's your preference. For me, ew. Would not think of a worse time for me personally. I'd much rather actually have the ball in my hands, play a game of footy between me and like one other person, or just kick a ball around for like 5 minutes. I'd get much more fulfillment from that than watching pretty much any sport. Where was I going? I don't even remember. But I think I got to the point. Maybe. I feel like I started this off. Oh, right, yes, of course. Crisps are chips in a packet that are not hot. Chips are potatoes cut up nicely and boiled and fried or air fried or whatever you want until they're hot and crispy and delicious. And in my mind, soccer is the appropriate term for dribbling a ball along the ground and shooting it into a big net. And football is the appropriate term for when you're picking up the ball and it happens to look like a bit of an egg. I know, an unpopular opinion, but I do hate the confusion on both sides. I'm on the sides of not being confused, and in my head, that's the best way to solve it. Ball on ground, soccer. Ball in hand, football. Which, you know, don't look into the words too much, because that will confuse the fuck out of you as well. It does for me a little bit, but I try and ignore that part of my brain that's saying, why is it called football if it's in their hands? Yeah, just ignore that part. I'm just focusing on consistency and not getting confused between the topics. That's how I solve that problem. Anyway, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. We're almost finished with this map. A little bit excessive going for the permacharge ability there, but who cares? We're winning. There you go. Just spent $6 grand on an upgrade that does nothing right now. Look at me go, winning. And here it comes. Meet the tier 5s. And one more. Beautiful. Next. Alright, final map. Bit of a pain in the ass, but we gotta get through it. There's probably gonna be some backouts and retries and all that good jazz, but we'll see how we go. Right. 1,500. Sigh, let me guess, you're not the greatest starting tower. It's just a hunch, Okay, well, you do manage to get me to a ninja, but after that, we do seem to... Okay, we actually retained some lives. I'm kind of surprised about that. What is wrong with the puppy? I'm hearing a lot of whining. Oh, I see. We've got the niece over at the moment, so she's getting all the attention while the puppy is sadly not. I assure you, he is not being hurt or in any way. He is just emotionally starved of attention. I'm gonna go get him though. I have kidnapped the puppy. There you go. You can be sad in here now. He just doesn't get a whole lot of attention when the niece is over, because my parents have only very recently had grandchildren. Not that they could have them, but grandchildren is a new thing for them. They, not a thing, that's also pretty bad. This is their first grandchild. They have a second one as well, but they don't get to see him that much, so they kind of fuss over this first one. And sad to say, this guy gets left out a little bit. Hey, puppy? You get abandoned. Yes, because they're so eager to raise a human for once. Which, you know, can't blame him for, but at the same time, it's a little bit sad for you, hey? Alright, how's this? It's not great, but I think it's better than what we had with just Psy. And then when Psy gets implemented, then we'll be in a better spot. This is not going to be pleasant, is it? Nope, there's the word. Oh, wow, we actually cleaned that up. Huh. I wasn't expecting that to go so well. I guess it's mainly just anything with like green balloon or higher that actually pushes through these guys. Wow. Okay. I will absolutely take that. Psy, do your thing. Sweet. I was not expecting to get Psy on the field so early. But I love that we have. Right. New upgrades. What do we go for? Kinda wanna go for Seeking on both of these guys, but at the same time it doesn't seem like a very strong upgrade to go for. So I think maybe Thorn Swarm, then Heart of Oak, the weaker upgrade, but then Fruit of the jungle, I think, would make up for that. You know, like, we do lose a bit of damage going to the Heart of Oak, but well, we don't lose damage, but we essentially are opening ourselves up to lose more lives because it doesn't really do much for us. Fruit of the Jungle will do lots, so hopefully we can afford that soon. And we've got a bit more coverage on this map. This is, by the way, this is the entire reason Sai is the hero that I've chosen. Is so that this can go swimmingly. This map particularly. Just because most of the time when I get to this map I think, oh god, I fucking hate this map, and then I don't have a good time. But I imagine with a hero that can see the entire map, I will have a good time. It's just a guess. I don't know how many times I've actually played this map, but I imagine every time that I've had the chance to pick Sai for it, I have. So, yeah, there's that. Right, there we go. Lead popping power sorted. I think it's time to give these guys a bit of an upgrade. Hey, where you going? Okay, we're fine. What is that? What have you got in your hair? Hold up. Have you got baby food in your fur? I should probably say that my niece at the moment is 1 year old. So baby food is abundant and very gross. Hey, clean you up a bit. Right. But yeah, of course, when they're trying to keep everyone happy, my parents will obviously be looking after my niece as well as this little guy Raymond. In the same room, and sort of just like keeping an eye on both, because he's not an aggressive puppy, but he is very emotionally starved. He shouldn't be, bear in mind. But ever since he was a puppy, he's been spoilt and loved unconditionally, constantly, 24/7. So now, if he's left alone for like 0.5 seconds, he is very upset very quickly and starts to whine and cry, moan about it, and he sulks a lot when people leave the house. It is very sad, but believe me, this guy's got it good. This little guy's got it good. Okay? I'm just a bit of a sad sack sometimes, and that's okay. That's okay. Right, how are we doing? Round 30. Defense isn't looking great for round 30. What do we get? What do we get? Boomerang might be nice for Moab damage. It's got pretty decent range on it. I reckon we get it right there. And as usual, go to the middle path because top path I don't see benefiting both sides equally. I guess it would, in theory, but yeah, I don't know. And the bottom path would only really be suited against the Moabs, so not too sure about that one. Right. Oh puppy, do you want to get down? Are you sad and do you want to go back? But yeah, he's not an aggressive puppy, he's just very spoiled and very loved. So he can have a bit of... He gets a little depressed vibes. And he's also very small, so if people don't see him, they accidentally step on him, he'll squeal. And potentially act a little bit aggressive, like, get the fuck off of me, type thing, which is an understandable reaction, but you know, around a niece or a very small child, it's not a reaction we really want to risk, at least until she's a bit older. So for now, they're kept a bit separate. So if I take you back, we'll be put on the other side of that fence again. You won't be able to hang out with the people you want to hang out with. So, you know, it's better if you just enjoy hanging out with me for a little bit. I know I'm not your favorite. You love everybody else in the house more than me. But I'm available, right? Everybody else, I'm looking after tiny human. Tiny human that doesn't know how to do things. How are we looking? I think damage-wise we won't be able to do it without this. Okay. But we managed to do it, nonetheless. Right. How do we want to attack this, then? I feel like my last strategy when I was playing this map was around primary monkeys and getting them buffed as fuck. So I think I might try that again. Also just buffing village is pretty powerful regardless. You know, you give like you buy jungle drums on its own, fucking useless. You buy jungle drums and you've suddenly now got 3-4 towers that can attack faster because of it. Insane value for money. Absolutely insane. In fact, potentially saves. I was gonna say potentially saves your life and stops you from dying, but I guess not in this situation, which is fair enough. What were we versing? Bunch of ceramics or something? And it's done some of these that literally stop fucking nothing. What? Why? Okay, I guess that's the thing. I guess that's a thing. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. I guess we will activate this instead. Are we good now? Are we good now that we can just focus on the ceramics? Good. Love that. Should probably get out of thunder for you. Primary training. Holy shit. I forgot how much of a range buff that gives you guys. Nice. Good for now. 44. Bit crazy. Double managing. Primary mentoring. Good stuff. And then one more upgrade I really want to get here, which is radar scanner. Other than that, I'm tired. I'm tired. Yeah, I want to get the radar scanner. Ooh. I don't know how many lives were leaking there. I can't see them. I don't have another hand to hit the escape button, so we'll see how this goes again. Grabbed. 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 Grab you, come on. Grab you. Okay, we're good. We're good. Just one attack. Be safe. Thank you, Sai. Aim in clutch, buddy. Right. Now we can start working on some real damage dealers. We have a bomb shooter straight out the gate. I think that'd be a good idea. Give it some extra range so it can pop on both sides. If it's a free upgrade, snap that up immediately. No reason to wait. Decked out recursive cluster. Love to see it. Let's get ourselves a crossbow. Go. Crossbow master achieved. At least the budget version. Okay, that's better. Much better. A little bit more helpful to the top than the bottom, but it's okay because we got recursive and the boomer to help out with the bottom. How do we do against Moab? We can take him on without an ability. That's quite an improvement. Love it. get any more attention by going out there than you will. Behind the fence, you'll just be whining, and you'll want them to pick you up, but they'll be fussing over the little ones, so your best bet's still to be sad. I know, very sad. But, at the very least, I am glad that you enjoy my company enough to not whine continuously even though you're in my company. You know, it means you value it above nothing. That's always good. For those wondering, he's a little long-haired brown dasher. And he is so needy. Also, I did kind of... I said I kidnapped him. The only reason I said that is because neither of my parents know that I came out and grabbed him, because they were in another room at the time, so they potentially might come searching for him and come in here, but, oh. You're mine. Doing pretty well, so, I guess depending on which way we angle this guy's arm, depends on which half he actually can clean up a bit better. So right now he's better at cleaning the bottom part here, but I think it's this more. If I swap him to aim like that, could be better at the top part. I don't think I'm going to change it, but... Okay, we're fine. Yeah, I miss when recursive faster regardless could just pop black balls. That was so nice. Why can't that be it? Why do you have to give it black balloon popping power with the shrapnel and then take it away? It's just so rude. Seem to be pretty confident in taking down Moabs. I was gonna say, if you start losing me lives now, I'm gonna be so pissed. Right after I just said that we were confident. Anyway, defense is looking good for Moabs. Right. Good. I'm glad we all agree. But obviously, more is better. I'm trying to get this crossbow master to make most of our problems just disappear. Because let's be honest, if I can get a crossbow master, they will. Pretty much all of the problems will disappear. Oh, they're looking for him now. I might get interrupted at some point. Oh. Raymond's starting to whine a bit more. Okay, I'll let you go, buddy. Hold on. I'll let you out. Hold on. I just need to make sure I don't lose. Okay, come on, you. Back you go. He was whining a lot, so I kidnapped And the puppy has landed back home. Right. How we doing? Sorry for the doggo interruptions, but he's just so adorable. I can't possibly listen to him whine in sadness of being alone constantly. But they're back now, so he will have company. Anyway, I want to speed this up, but at the same time, we've had a couple of close calls where balloons just sort of sneak by. I'm not a big fan of that happening, funnily enough. So I'm a little more cautious at this point. Okay. Good stuff. First BFB, we're going to use Boomer to clear it. Take him out. Cool. Thank you. Do it, Boomy. That should clean itself up. You lot I want to stun. I don't trust you all. Blowing through. Shouldn't have done that, but I thought it necessary. Fine. That should be fine. It is fine. That should be fine. I wanna don't want to use this burning ability for such a crazy amount of water, but I know we've got fortifieds coming the way. Okay, cool. Crossbow Master should sort that out pretty much completely. Cool. Crossbow Master's down. I'm gonna get another bomb shooter up here to specifically focus this side. Okay, we're fine. That. And this time around I'm gonna stun him. Good. And this time around, if I think it's too insane, I'll use it seems fine. Wow, nice. Huh. Like that. Alright, let's finish this off. Get a more productive and responsible member of society. Okay, I think we're gonna try for a perma-charge now, but I'm not 100% sure that we can make it in time, so we'll just sort of see how things go. If we can't make it to a perma-charge in time, I'm happy just going for a primary piece. Health off a bunch of the towers, we can add a bunch of other tier 4s as well in the mix. Should be enough to clear us through the annoying fortified ceramic rounds, not fortified, super ceramic rounds, and then get us to 90. Which by then, I'm hoping that this little one here will be able to just obliterate life itself. Anyway. Oh yeah, the reason I brought up chips versus crisps is I have a bag of crisps with me. They are called Twisties. Admittedly, I think the chicken Twisties have superior flavor, but I have cheese Twisties with me at the moment, and I don't think I've had these for maybe over a year. I kind of forgot they tasted like that, but they taste good. Not bad, not bad. Whoa. Okay. There's no point going for this, right? Because I'm not going to get any use out of the actual ability itself. I guess Druid would be able to target 2 ones at once. But doesn't seem necessary at the moment. Doing well. Fees go down quite nicely. Just like these twisties. Or between wanting another tier 5, like the greedy moto that I am, and just settling for less and buying a bunch of tier 4 primary monkeys to destroy everything. I'm certain I could complete this whole thing without getting a single tier 5, but you just feel safer when they're on the field. These look like a bit of a problem. Not that bad. Good. Okay. We're approaching primary expertise affordability mark. That is not cool. Luckily, we are prepared for for situations like this. Specifically because this situation sort of prepares for itself. Whoops. Where'd the problem go? I don't know. Last I saw it was heading out to the open field with Dad and his shotgun. Huh. Guess they got lost along the way home. Anyway. See, this is why it probably sort of sorts itself out. Because immediately you can just be like, oh, where'd they go? Okay. Primary expertise is now possible. Bomb blitz is now possible. Jungle's bounty was always possible. Ooh, okay. That's a good idea. But I'm hoping to get permacharge so that we have both Crossbow Master and permacharge just sort of taking the reins for dealing with essentially everything. Probably going to be our best damage dealers if I get this boomer up and running. How do we do against the ZOMG? I'd like to think we win, but I'm not sure. Okay. It's pretty close, but we do fully pop the Moab layers. Not too shabby. Okay, I'm happy with spending. Let's go with the Boomer ability to deal with this. I should fix it, right? Yeah. Cool. Okay. We're officially in Super Surround territory now. Not that Psy or the Druid give a shit, but the rest of the towers will. Yeah, see, it's a slow burn kind of impact, but do that. Make getting this easier. I think last time I see those green rings in an ability form. There we go. Now they're just passive. And we've got ourselves a brand new bit now. Walk in here. Right. Bit new. Alright, let's also check this guy out. This should have been the boost related Odyssey. This is the one where I'm going for the most actual bucks. If that's boost related Odyssey, I feel like I wasn't slightly pressured to go for supporting towers, but now, because of this fucking map, it's not needed, but I just like to do it. Okay, stuff. How are you looking, Sai? You can pop Moabs now, good on you. How do we do against the OMGs now? I imagine a lot better. Oh yeah. Good stuff. Destructive resonance is more destructive. I feel like an upgrade needs to give me specific details in order to work to make sure it does. Or I need to know what it does off the top of my head. This tells me nothing. In fact, if anything, it's more destructive with a lowercase d, which makes it sound like it's a smaller button. Not sure about this. Sorted and sure. Oh, only 2 lives lost on those last 2. Terrible. Can now destroy BFBs. Thank you. That is specific. We'll be going for that one. That sounds actually pretty good. Although, after the next round, it won't be useful whatsoever. So maybe I won't watch. That was a little bit annoying, huh? Round 90. You know what? Yeah, fuck it. Get your use out of it while you still can. Round 90 is just gonna be fucking 3 DDTs, and we can sort that to a build, but maybe even more. Okay. Here come DDTs. With a charge. Boop. And that'll be GG, everybody. Not too shabby. And hey, look at that! We used at least one of each tower. Putting in the effort. Monkey money, money. Monkey money, money. Same thing, really. There you go. I'm saddened that we didn't get any Easter eggs, but it is what it is. So, that has been Bloons and Dragons Part 2. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.